Good afternoon. Welcome. Glad you could join us. So let's get started. We're going to talk to your Mac for the third time on Go for Lunch for May the 21st, 2024. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and we're here to make your technology work for you. It's International Tea Day. So we thought we'd celebrate by looking at some facts about tea. For example, 16 ounces of tea requires approximately 2,000 tea leaves. Who knew? And in Hawaii and South Carolina, there are tea plantations. Of course, you can celebrate by having some tea. Tea contains high levels of antioxidants, so people are less likely to have a caffeine crash when they drink tea instead of coffee. And historians believe that the first iced tea was sold at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. So there you are. So we first started this series back in April, and we're featuring some new things that Siri can do. And we found out that if you have an Apple Silicon Mac, in other words, an M1 or later processor, it works better. So this is a 5-part series. We talked about dictation, voice control. Today we're talking about Siri. Next week, we're going to talk about having your Mac talk to you, and then we're going to finish up with talking about how you can talk to your iPhone and your iPad. Spoiler alert, it's about the same. So Siri first appeared in 2011. Hi, Chris. So you want to make sure that you have Siri activated. So the way you do that is you go to your system settings, go down to Siri and Spotlight, and next to the words Ask Siri, you slide on your switch. So let's see how that works. So we're going to go to the Apple menu, System Settings, and just it's probably going to show up on Appearance, and just 3 down is Siri and Spotlight. So you want to make sure that this little switch is showing blue, and that means Siri is on. So you can also see that the default keyboard shortcut to activate Siri is holding down the command key and the space bar. Now, as you may recall, the way you get Spotlight activated is to do the same thing. The difference is you just touch the space bar quickly when you want Spotlight. You hold it down for about a second when you want Siri. Then you can choose your language, and then within the language you can select voices.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
So I have the South African female voice.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use. Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
So you can select whichever voice you like. And you can also, if you decide you don't want to use Siri or dictation anymore, you can delete your history, which Apple uses to make Siri work better. And then here you have the different apps that Siri can work inside. And when you have this switch turned on, it will learn as you use them. So the more you use it, the better it is. So you probably want all of these turned on if you're going to use Siri. Okay, so then here we have, since this is a setting for Siri and Spotlight. Hello, Carolyn. this is the spotlight setting down here, and you would probably have all these turned on by default so that you can search all these different places with spotlight. So again, to activate Siri, you can hold down the command key and hold down the space bar for about 1 second. Now on my demo computer, which is a 2018 Mac Mini, of course it does not have a built-in microphone. So I'm using an older Logitech webcam with a built-in microphone. And for some reason it doesn't respond when I say, "Hey Siri." So you can also click on the Siri icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And you need to be aware of other Apple devices that might hear you. For example, if your iPhone and your iPad are close by, they could be activated. And if your HomePod is not even close by, but anywhere in your house practically, it will respond. So I have turned off those devices for this demonstration so that only the Mac is listening. However, as I mentioned, for some reason it's not responding to my voice commands. So I'm going to be using the hold command and space bar. Hello, Susan. So Siri can find your phone. It can launch an app. It can send a text message, and it can do that by just saying the word tell and using a person's name that's in your contacts. So let's see how that works. So first let's ask Siri to find our phone. Find my iPhone.
I can't tell if it's nearby. Should I try to play a sound on it anyway?
Cancel.
Okay, you can check the location of all your items and devices in the Find My app.
Okay, so it didn't find my phone because I have my phone turned off, so it won't activate when I say hello or hey Siri. Let's launch an app. Launch calculator. And there it is. Let's send a text message. Tell Doriana, glad to see you here.
Which one?
The first one.
Do you want to send it or change it?
Send.
It's sent.
So now Doriana should be getting a text. So Siri can also get results like sports scores. You can set an appointment with someone in your contacts and with a date and a time. You can get a weather forecast for any location. And you can set a reminder for a certain day and time. So let's see how those work. So to get rid of your last one, you just click anywhere else on the desktop. Who's playing in the NBA today?
The Celtics meet the Pacers in Game 1 of the conference finals at $1,700.
Set an appointment with Chris Wesselman at 3 o'clock today.
What do you want to call it?
Late lunch.
Late lunch with Chris Wesselman is scheduled for 1500 hours to 1600 hours today. It's on your calendar, one calendar.
So if we go to my calendar, we can see here that it's at that appointment. What's the Tucson weather?
It's about 88 degrees outside.
Remind me to put out the recycling at 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, I've added put out the recycling for this evening at 2000 hours.
So Siri can also control your home automation devices on HomeKit.
Here's what I found.
Thank you. Oh, it can provide stock market information. It can send an email. It can do math calculations. And it can add items to a shopping list you've set up in Reminders. Set the temperature to 78 degrees. So you can't hear it, but the air conditioning just kicked on because I have a Ecobee thermostat that works with HomeKit. What is the price of Apple stock?
Apple is up $1.55 today, or 0.81% to $192.59.
So usually it will show that information on the screen, but it didn't do that. So let's try to send an email. So I didn't hold down the space bar, so I got Spotlight Search. So to get rid of that, I just tap the space bar again while holding down the Command key. Email Doriana.
Which one should I use for Doriana Peterson?
First one.
Which one should I use for Doriana Peterson?
Use the first one.
To Doriana Peterson, what's the subject?
Demonstration.
What do you want to say to Doriana Peterson?
Let me know if you get this email.
Send it.
Yes. Okay, we can also do calculations. What is 365 divided by 7?
The answer is approximately 52.1428.
Okay. So you can see here, maybe you can see here, but the Siri icon is not showing up here. So we're going to try to toggle that. So we're going to go into System Settings and Siri, and we're going to turn it off, and then we're going to turn it back on and enable it and see what happens. Add coconut milk to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added coconut milk to the shopping list.
So that made it start working again. So let's talk about the future of Siri. There are rumors out there that it will be enhanced, and those announcements will come out at the Worldwide Developers Conference, which begins on June the 10th. So some of the rumors are that AI will be used to make it more helpful, such as having proactive intelligence that would let you summarize a news article or transcribe a voice message. So you have some of you put in some questions. If you have other questions, so please do me a favor and share the GoFor Gazette, which comes to you every Monday morning at 7 o'clock with anybody you know that uses Apple devices. And give us a like, thumbs up if you haven't already. Please subscribe and ring that little bell so you will be notified of our on-air presentations. And let me know if you're having success in talking to your Mac. And then we have some updates to talk about. iOS 17.5.1 came out to fix the issue of previously deleted photos reappearing. Thank you, Susan, for bringing that to my attention. And then macOS Sonoma brought out 14.5. There are some issues being discussed on the internet, so I would not update that right now. Let's give it a week or so and see how widespread those situations are. And your Zoom, which is now called Zoom Workplace, is at 6.0.10. And if it doesn't update automatically, you should go ahead and do that. And then you could use that tonight to attend the Tucson Macintosh Users Group meeting. We have an Ask Me Anything session at 6 o'clock and a general session at 7. And there's going to be an interesting presentation of some of our favorite apps. So I'm sure you'll learn something when you attend TMUG tonight. So let's see what you are talking about. So let's see here. Let me go back. And Chris says, for the hearing challenged, you might want to check allow all the voices to find one that makes more sense for you. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I was frozen on Susan's computer, but I'm apparently nobody else had that problem. It's interesting that it happened while I was demonstrating the voices. And how does Siri know I'm talking to her if I use dictation? So that's a very good question. So dictation is kind of a separate function than Siri. So when you're using dictation, it's to create text inside an application, and Siri doesn't really do that. Siri more answers questions that you ask. So that's kind of the difference between dictation and Siri. And excuse me, Diana says, how does Siri remind you in that way? Okay, very good question. So let's go back here to our demo computer. And we're going to go to reminders, which is right here. And we're going to look at our reminders here. And I think it will be at the bottom here. So here's the reminder that I did. Put out the recycling today at 8 o'clock p.m. And then here's my shopping list. And there you go at the bottom. There's the coconut milk that I added using Siri. So hopefully that answers your question. And what else do we have here? So Doriana got my text message that I sent using Siri. And Carolyn says it drives her crazy when I call up Siri. There's a pause and then says, huh. How can I get rid of the huh? Well, it's just, I think, a question of timing, Carolyn. You need to kind of, after you say, hey, S lady, then you want to say your request right away. You don't want to pause. The reason she's saying huh is because she's sensing a pause. So try just saying, kind of running it together a little bit, and just do a very slight pause. And Susan says, I get it. I have to use the command key and the space bar to summon Siri. Well, that's one way. You can say, hey, S lady. I'm not saying it because my main Mac here will listen to me. Or you can use the command space bar. So she hasn't received the email yet. So let's see. Okay. Bye, Chris. And Diana says, no, does or can Siri notify you verbally? Well, as you noticed in the demonstration, when I ask a question, hopefully you could hear her answers. Let me know if you heard her answers. Like when I asked for a sports score, she gave me the sports score verbally as well as showing it to me on the screen. So the answer is yes. She can give you an answer verbally. So we hope that the announcements in June for the Worldwide Developers Conference will shed some more light on some of these questions. Of course, those changes won't be in effect until September when the new iPhone 16s come out with iOS 18. So we just have to wait and see what comes up. Okay, Diana, you're asking, but yes, but a later reminder. Now, by later, do you mean at a later time and date? Please let me know what you mean by later. The answer is you can say any time and date that you want. You can say it a year from now, or a month from now, or a week from now, or 2 days from now. So you just specify the date and the time with your reminder request, and it'll put that reminder in at that date and time, and then it'll pop up as in a notification at the date and time you specified. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, good. Great questions. Love to have your interactions. It makes it good for everybody because we all learn something new. So I hope this has encouraged you. If you've given up on Siri in the past, it is getting better. And again, the more you use it, the better it works because you train it by using it. So, try to use it more often and see if it doesn't get better. And then by next September, hopefully it will be much better. So we will find out. If you think of anything else you'd like to know about Siri or any other topic, you can call me or email me, and that information is coming up right now. So thanks for being here. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday at high noon for another Go for Lunch.